This is not the first time that I had people comment on this particular scripture. Why women and song have robbed my people of their brains. For Jah, who made the world and everything in it, is the Lord of heaven and earth, and does not live in temples built by human hands. Don't you realize that all of you together are the house of Jah, and that the Spirit of Jah lives among you in his house? If anyone defiles or spoils Jah's home, for Jah will destroy him, for Jah's home is holy and clean, and you are that home. Because Jah is our head, and the body is his temple. And the reading from the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Beware that no one deceives you by saying, Look, he is here. Look, he is there. The Son of Man is within you. And he answered and said to me, You will be happy that you did not waver at the sight of me. Where the mine is, there is the treasure. The Savior answered and said, He sees vision through neither the soul nor the spirit. It is through the mind that is between the two. Just like any temples or any building, there are entry points. And that's how a thief gets in, right? Through windows or door openings. The body is no different. They're entry points, opening gates. And sin gives them permission to come into Jah's temple. So from the soles of our feet all the way to the head was this Jah, his throne room. These are all entry points. So I covered music the other day. Those are your ear gates. So wine and women, which is fornication. And through fornication, you get those king and queen ones, the succubus and incubus. So every morning, I wash my face and I moisturize with olive oil. And I also moisturize the bottom of my feet. And then I praise, worship, and pray. Because I am in his presence and this is holy ground. And there's a lot of health benefits to grounding anyway. And I also wrap my head in praying and in teaching. In the reading of Revelation, it tells you, the great men of the earth, for by their sorceries were all nations deceived. So in other words, they will have to get these things into our temple to bewitch us. So pharmakia is one way to get these spirits into our temple. And any kind of drug use. Also what you drink and eat. What do you think that witches put spells and foods? Because the mouth is a gate to your temple. As for wine, why do you think they call them spirits? Because it's a spirit behind alcohol. And I'm going to play 2 videos for you. In both videos, they're drunk and you can tell they're possessed. And now to fornication. Begin, another entry point. But I was born a sinner, yes, from the moment my mother conceived me. And the reading of 1 Corinthians 6. Do you not know that those doing these things have no share in the kingdom of Jah? Don't fool yourself. Those who live immortal lives, who are idol worshippers, adulterers, or homosexuals, will have no share in his kingdom. Neither will thieves or greedy people or drunkards. But sexual sin is never right. Our bodies were not made for that, but for Adonai. And Adonai wants to fill our bodies with himself. And Jah is going to raise up our bodies from the dead by his power just as he raised Joshua. Don't you realize that your bodies are actually parts of the member of Joshua? So should I take part of Joshua and join him to a prostitute? Never. And don't you know that a man joined himself to a prostitute, she becomes part of him, and he becomes part of her? That means the transferring of the spirits that are in that person transfers onto your temple. For Jah tells us in the scriptures that in his sight the two become one person. And this is why I say to run from sex sin. No other sin affects the body as this one does. When you sin this sin, it is against your own body. Haven't you yet learned that your body is the house of the Ruach that Jah gave you, and that he lives within you? Your own body does not belong to you, for Jah has bought you with a great price. So use every part of your body to give glory to Jah, because he owns it. So yes, this scripture means exactly what it means. Wine, women, and song have robbed the people of their brains, because these are gates, entry points to the temple of Jah. What do you think the abomination of desolation means? It's not that fake dirt temple they're creating over there. It's the body. What has the government of the world been pushing since 2019? Really, think about it. And the third temple means the third eye. It's the third eye, and the temples means the temple of your mind. Like Joshua said, where the mind is the treasure. Why do you think they're working on a quantum chip that's going into the brain? And the head controls the body, the temple. This is the abomination of desolations of the third temple.
Drunk and started doing this. Naha I Muda there.
All the shawties was on me at the club last night.
Silly with my 9 milli with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club like we while in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. Type of nigga that'll slap you with the tulio. Bitch nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, look at shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she shake it make me wanna get all in the booty, yo. Top mistress of